Is XRP going to be the bridge for all currencies worldwide? Does it really have that ability? We're going to find out.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go figure the town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising warriors and good evening all over the world. We're going to start out with an attitude of gratitude. I unconditionally love you from my family's heart to yours. Let's go ahead and get it kicked off. So my name is Coach JV. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. We're going to dive right in. So first, we're going to look at a video where they talk about Gary Gensler is coming after exchanges. Here we go. So this is all being played out, okay? Problem, reaction, solution. It's part of the whole system and process, okay? At the exact same time as all these exchanges are collapsing, all central banks are working on a central bank digital currency. They're moving into distributed ledger technology. So I'm going to show you Project Bridge, which was sent to me by somebody on Twitter. We're going to dive into that. And a lot of people freak out with this type of stuff. The way that I look at it, because, will Bridge replace Ripple? Well, there's going to be so many different protocols. Do you know how many central banks there are in the world? We're going to break that down. But you need a liquidity bridge. You need the money to move through the system. That's what SWIFT does, right? It's slow, it's archaic, and I think it's Brad Garlinghouse that said this. You can actually get on a plane, put cash in a envelope, and drive it to, fly to another country and get the money there faster than SWIFT can. I used to work in the banking system. Got the wire transfer fee. It's got to go up and through the Federal Reserve, okay? The Federal Reserve, the central bank, and then it goes down to the other place, right? There needs to be a transfer of value. So I'm going to break that down in just a moment. But first, we're going to talk about where we're heading, right? So what's going to happen is through regulation, they're going to smash a lot of these exchanges. So if these exchanges don't come up and get underneath regulation, they're no longer going to operate. You're going to have companies like Coinbase, Crypto.com, Kraken that are now going to become, well, Kraken's already a bank. So they're going to be custody your crypto and they're going to be an actual bank to move value, right? So you'll be able to trade and sell and buy your cryptocurrency, and then you'll be able to convert that into a central bank digital currency and then move it across the rails, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. Okay, so let's first listen to this. This was the District of New York with Sam Bankman's arrest, but this gentleman was talking about exchanges. It's a really, really hard to hear video, so do the best you can. Maybe turn up your volume. I just want you guys to hear this, and then I'll share with you where we're heading in 2023.
One immediate takeaway from today's announcement should be that non-compliant trading platforms pose dramatic risks to both their investors and to their customers. Among other things, they don't provide them with the same robust level of disclosures and protections against fraud and conflicts of interest. That's what traditional U.S. registered securities exchanges provide. So it's imperative that non-compliant platforms come into compliance. But as Chair Gensler has made clear, the runway is getting shorter for them to come in and to register with us. And for those who do not, the Enforcement Division stands ready to take action. I'd like to recognize the incredible...
Okay, so I just wanted to hear from their mouth. They're coming after exchanges. Coinbase, if you go onto their terms of service, I think it's called terms of service, they are not registered under the Securities and Exchange Commission, but they are registered under the state of New York. Kraken is registered under the state of Wyoming, so they're following the state laws or state regulation, right? And then it's just important to understand this is where we're heading. So cryptocurrency forms need to come into compliance with existing rules, SEC Chair Gensler says. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Gensler pushes back against the lawmakers who said the agency needs to rein in crypto firms and prevent them from trading with customer assets. Guys, this is all narrative. It's all narrative, guys. Remember, 150 people run this world. That's not conspiracy. There's 150 people that run this world. Whoever controls the money controls the information, controls the people. The media is going to tell you what they want you to hear within this present moment to keep retail people out of crypto, to not have them investing in this brand new technology because they don't want a bunch of 1% running around, right? It's nothing. There's no enemy, guys. There is no enemy. They're not hiding this stuff from you. The SEC has successfully cracked down on digital currency exchanges prior to the failure of crypto giant FTX. Except Gensler was meeting with them. Okay, so let's dive into what we came here to talk about. So as all this is happening, as your distraction is happening, you're looking this way. This is what's actually happening this way. So Brazil Central Bank plans to launch CBDC in 2024. The central bank sees a digital currency as a way of increasing participation in the financial system. This is all about bringing people into the system, 2.9 billion people bank. It's not by chance that Elon Musk launched Starlink. I think it's called Starlink. Is that the internet? It's not by chance that Elon launched Starlink. It's not by chance that he bought Twitter. He bought data, right? It's not by chance that ChatGPT just launched this week. It's not by chance that the other AI company was doing your digital pictures, right? Everybody's out there posting this stuff. They're not realizing they're being led into a new monetary system, into a new way of doing business. The new oil is attention, information, data, and software. That's the new oil. You're invested in it. Good job. Okay, so this is all about moving us into the new monetary system. Okay, Bank of England open applications for proof of concept of CBDC wallet. Okay, the central bank is budgeting nearly $255,000 to develop a central bank digital currency sample wallet that could execute basic features such as transactions and payment request. Okay, this was sent over to me by an amazing human being on Twitter. So in Project Bridge, 20 banks in Hong Kong, SAR, Thailand, China, United Arab Emirates, use this platform to conduct 164 transactions and foreign exchange transactions. Okay, so it's called Bridge. So we're going to dive into it. Okay, now this type of stuff panics people in the XRP community. There's nothing to panic about, fam. There's going to be so many, for example, some people have iPhones, some people have Samsung, but here's the thing that I want to break down for you guys. And I'd love to hear your comments down below if you think I'm on the right track. So Project Bridge connecting economies through CBDC. Joint report by the BIS and Innovation Hub and Hong Kong Center, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, the Bank of Thailand, and Digital Currency Institute of the People's Bank of China and the Central Bank of United Emirates. So Project Bridge is in collaboration with the Bank of International Settlements, okay? And basically what they're doing is they're experimenting with different technologies, architectures in early phases of the project. The project team developed a new blockchain. Oh my gosh, are they going to take over? Custom built by a central bank for central banks to serve as specialized and flexible platform for implementation of multi-currency cross-border payments in central bank digital currencies. Okay, so we're looking at this right here. So central bank digital currencies, they're trying to figure this out. Okay, they're trying to figure out how to use the DLT. Okay. This is the thing. This is what I've been telling you guys. We've been played for a long time. They've been working on this since 2017. Wells Fargo was with R3 in 2017. Bank of America were in their Ripple's in their patent. Chase Bank was already building JPM coin. Here's their roadmap. So as all this stuff has been happening, they've been building the roadmap for distributed ledger technology. 2022 was their thing to do the pilot. It's not by chance that all these exchanges are collapsing, not by chance that a stablecoin collapse, Celsius collapse, FTX collapse. It's all part of the plan. Okay, so here's the press release. So BIS and 4 central banks completed a successful pilot of real value transactions on cross-border central bank digital currency platform. Okay, so here's the BIS shareholding central banks. There's 63, I think 53 or 63 central banks within the BIS, okay, that come under the BIS authority or work with the BIS, okay? But I want to show you here's where my brain is at with this, okay? So RippleNet, XRP, okay, it provides liquidity. So it allows financial institutions to transact in real time across multiple global markets using the digital asset XRP as a bridge currency. We want to focus on that word bridge. I'd love to hear your comments down below on this. XRP is faster, less costly, and more scalable than other digital assets, making it the ideal instrument in bridging 2 different currencies, central bank digital currencies, and efficiency. This solution can also support the direct exchanges of central bank digital currencies. Importantly, central banks cannot create these systems in isolation or they risk rebuilding the silos that already exist today and which impair the flow of value around the world. Instead, the paper argues for participation in private entities, and the networks are currently developing these tools. Okay. In short, Ripple envisions central bank digital currencies as the future fiat. I'm interested that they use the word. Well, they use the word fiat because fiat means, just so you guys know, means fake money. Since 1971, we detached from the gold standard. That means fake money. I think we're going to a central bank digital currency, and the currency will be asset backed. So it'll be real value. So it'll be back to the dollar. Okay. It's fiat because it means fake currency because it's not backed by anything. The only way to fix this monetary system is to have an asset-backed currency, and I believe XRP is going to be one of those asset-backed currencies. Created and implemented holistically, they can ensure both domestic and global success for participation in countries. Ripple is working closely with regulators and central banks around the world to develop the protocols and infrastructure that can be used to launch these CBDCs. Okay, so here's a list of how many central banks. We know there's, I think it's 53 or 63. You can count them. Okay, that's under BIS, Bank of International Settlements. But this is how many central banks there are, fam. Look, these are all the central banks. Okay, so how are you going to move the central? Okay, so if somebody has a central bank digital currency, how are you going to move that value from CBDC to CBDC, central bank digital currency? XRP is one of the few. Are you seeing how many central banks there are? Okay, when you see this, you're like, oh my God, what if they create their own? Okay, but they created their own central bank digital currency system to move across their central banks. But what about the value from CBDC to CBDC, central bank digital currencies? Or maybe they're all going to have their own central bank digital currency, each one of them, and they're going to move across this value. But how do you move value across the system? You need liquidity, okay? You need velocity. So XRP is the liquidity bridge for this. That's why I am a part of that confidential committee. When I say confidential, it means people can remain confidential. The documents aren't going to be confidential, is because if there is a buyback, because if XRP truly is the bridge for all of this, if it's truly the bridge for all of this to move money and velocity through the system, you need velocity of money, right? The velocity slows down. Okay, we're screwed right now. America's screwed. We're debt to income ratio. We're bankrupt. We're borrowing from other countries to pay for policies. You can't kick the can down the road anymore. We're going back to an asset-backed currency. It's going to be backed by gold. Okay, that's why central banks are stacking gold right now, and something has to move the value through the system. Is it ironic that they threw out a case against Ripple, the most well-run crypto company in the business? That's who they throw the case out against, and it's lasted for 24 months. You don't think that's by design, family? You don't think it's by design that they're holding on to this case? As soon as it settles, they're going to bring in regulation. There'll be a brand new Howey test. They'll figure out who's going to regulate cryptocurrency. Is it going to be the Securities Exchange Commission, the CFTC? Who's going to do it, right? Bitcoin's already deemed a commodity under the CFTC. Okay. So what you're going to see is you're going to see the case settle, and it's either going to be a security or not. Okay. From that point on, I believe it's going to be a non-security because it's deemed a currency, in my opinion. If they do that and they're going to use it to move all the liquidity through the system, it's no longer going to be for retail investors. I don't think it was ever designed for retail investors. XLM is going to be the move of retail investors. XLM is our bridge. That's our bridge. Western Union, you got the off-market type fintech companies. That's going to be our value moving through the system. Okay, and the central banks and commercial banks will be moving fiat through a central bank digital currency, but they need a bridge that will move it at the speed of light. Velocity of money will pick back up. The lending scheme will start all over, and the casino will move over to distributed ledger technology. It'll move over central bank digital currencies. And basically what will happen is all the money will be in the system, the taxation. So basically the system just continues, and that will go on for hundreds of years or 100 years until somebody frauds that system. Okay. So we're moving to an even playing field. So right now it's key to get your shit together, Warriors. It's key to get I paid off all worldly debt. What I mean by that is like credit card debt. Any debt I have is based on assets, right? We have very low debt, and I'm accumulating cash flow to make sure that I can buy these massive sale prices. Okay. I think we're going to head into a really nice recession. Q2, I say nice because it's great for people who are trying to build wealth. It sucks for people who don't know the game. But hey, I didn't create the game. I'm learning how to play it, and I'm bringing the money back to my people. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Just so you guys know, My semi-private coaching program will be launching. There'll be a discovery call that you will go through. You have to go through it's a application process just to see if you're qualified to go through a discovery call. And what I mean by that is we're looking for someone who's ready. It's a very intense, very high touch coaching program. Okay. We have our Warrior Academy, the 3T Warrior Academy, where you can go through self-paced and be part of our community and communicate with me in the community and our whole team. But this is going to be the first time I've ever launched a high touch semi-private coaching program. And that will be coming out on December 26th, the information. So the information will be out there. You'll be doing interviews with me if you make it through the screening process. It's just a discovery call. It's not a sales call or anything like it's a discovery to see if it's a good fit for you and to see if you're a good fit for the program, because we're going to be spending a lot of time with you for 120 days. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.